Hey, what's up everyone? Today was day 5 of the 2021 Funkon Summer Convention exclusive Funko Pop reveals, and it is the final day, so now we've seen everything. And I gotta say that this year's Summer Convention is a little underwhelming, maybe the weakest in quite a while. Still a lot of great pieces, and maybe we're a little spoiled, because the last 4 years Funko has really taken off, not just in popularity, but in creativity as well. And of course, since San Diego Comic-Con isn't going on, and Funko doesn't even name San Diego Comic-Con or SDCC or anything in their marketing materials, of course it's not going to be as spectacular as years before. It just makes sense that it's smaller, and maybe they're saving some of their best designs for future cons. Because this to me has the feel of like the releases for a smaller con like New York or Emerald City, and not San Diego. But like I said, that's probably more due to San Diego Comic-Con not going on. I'll go through today's reveals, give you my thoughts on them, and at the end of the video, I'll show you where each one of these pops is available, not only in the United States, but around the world. Now, Funko decided to show most of these releases during their fake TV show called Fun TV. Kind of takes the excitement out of the releases when we know what's coming, but there was a few they left out. I feel like they should either include everything in Fun TV and just make it one exciting reveal, or do a Fun TV for each day. Or I don't know, seems to spoil the fun a little bit, even though I did think Fun TV was kind of funny. But anyway, first reveal was Marvel. And of course, the showstopper out of these is that jumbo-sized Galactus with the Galaxy paint job. And you know, the power of it being super limited, this one's going to be 1,500 pieces, does psychologically work. Like, after I found out it was 1,500 pieces, I was like, man, it makes me want it more. I was going to pass on it because it's so huge. And I do have, I guess what you would call the common with the classic paint job. So I just thought to myself, I don't need 2 big-ass Galactuses in my collection. But it being limited makes me want it more, of course. So that does work. But man, is 1,500 low. I predict that this guy on the secondhand market immediately after the con, probably going to be in that $300 to $400 range. Because I'm sure it's already going to be like 50, 60 bucks retail. So I think it's a safe bet that this one might reach 400, maybe even a little more. I think the Blade Pop looks really cool. Although, refresh my memory, did he use 2 swords in the original movie? Or was that in one of the sequels? I haven't watched the original in a long time. Fun fact, back in either 98 or 99, Blade was the very first DVD I ever purchased. And man, was that an awesome medium. To this day, I think DVDs are superior to Blu-ray. Of course, not the picture quality, but DVDs are still pretty crisp. But the packaging, the special features, the menus, the fact that you don't have to be connected to the internet, which you do for some Blu-rays, it's really weird. I kind of feel like Blu-ray killed physical media. I mean, along with streaming. But when Blu-rays came out, they decided to charge like double and triple what DVDs used to cost, while giving you less. Except for picture quality, of course, which is the most important thing, but you know what I mean. Alright, I'm talking way too much about that. But this Blade looks pretty cool. And so does this Falcon. Now maybe one of you more hardcore comic book nerds can tell me if this is from a specific comic or not, because I don't recognize it. But that color scheme is very striking. It appears to have clear lenses for his goggles. It's cool looking. It's like a combination of classic superhero uniform with a little bit more modern twist to it. It looks cool. The Thor Soda is limited to 15,000 pieces, so a fairly large run for a soda. And it's got a nice chase, the black light chase, very different color scheme than the common. Common also appears to have some metallic paint on it, which is nice. I'm just not a fan of the way those eyes look. I think they're way too close together. I think the eyebrows are way too thick. Not just on this door, but a lot of the sodas. But that's just a personal preference. But yeah, that's the Marvel line. A little underwhelming, the one that most people would want. The showstopper Galactus, 1,500 pieces. Good luck with that. Really have no idea what Battle World is. I thought it was a card game at first, but it looks like it's a board game. One of those really complicated board games that involves a lot of strategy and collecting pieces outside of the game. I'm sure this would be cool if I was like 10. And hopefully this is successful for Funko. From the boys, it's Black Noir. And you know, not much to say about this one, except for it's got a great sculpt. Although the fact that it's all black kind of hides that a bit. But they do have some light gray, or if you want to call it 90% black in there. It appears that they have flats and glossies to kind of mix it up, make it look a little bit more detailed. One of you did mention that his little bulge looks kind of funny. and it does a little bit, but in the show he does wear like a protective cod piece. So it is accurate, but yeah, like since the body is small, it does look kind of funny. And I do like it's a character that they haven't made before. Appropriate for a con release. From The Office, it's Stanley as a warrior. And thank goodness it's not another Michael or Dwight. If it was another Dwight, that would have been lame. And this guy looks pretty cool. It's funny that he's holding the red cup. Although one complaint I have about this one, and it's for most pops of characters that are overweight, is that they really need to make the bodies for the overweight characters a lot bigger. Because the actor that plays Stanley is a pretty heavy set guy. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing or anything. It's just that this pop doesn't reflect that. To me, this doesn't look like it's based on a character that's, overweight. He just looks normal. And to me, it would be more accurate if they did make some of the heavier characters actually look heavy. Loungefly mini backpack of the Beast from Beauty and the Beast looks really good. They call this a cosplay backpack. Not sure if that refers to the backpack being in cosplay or the wearer. Because if it's for the wearer, it doesn't really make sense to like wear a Beast backpack. Like what, are you dressed up as Belle with a Beast backpack? Doesn't make sense. Like if it's part of your cosplay. But this does look very good. I like all the layers to it. Because not only does it add to the design, it adds to the strength of the pack, the quality of it. And it looks like they even have some different textures in there. Not just pleather, but like a felt material as well. Now, I was the most excited about this Rocketeer today. Not only because I have fond memories of my parents' family friends taking me to this movie when I was a little kid. It was a really fun day. And I really liked the movie. But also because this reveal was a surprise. And we didn't get some really small glimpse of a blurry image on Fun TV. First time I saw it was in this reveal in a nice, clear image of the glam. It's like watching the ending of a movie the way you're supposed to, instead of knowing what happens because they revealed too much in the trailer. But I love that it's in a flying pose. I really wish they would have showed a different angle because I want to see how far the little wing or whatever you would call that on the helmet goes back. I imagine that he's wearing the rocket pack as well and fire is coming out of it because he is flying. And yeah, the Rocketeer is actually from the 30s, I believe. So the movie's a little corny. It's meant to be like the serials of the time. Kind of like how Indiana Jones is a little corny. And if you watch the Rocketeer, it'll remind you a little bit of like Indiana Jones. He even fights Nazis. But yeah, I wonder if he's wearing the jetpack, which is like the main thing about him, and if fire's coming out of it. If that's the case, this was going to look really amazing. Even though the jetpack with all the flames coming out of it doesn't even make sense. Like, there's no way the Rocketeer wouldn't burn his whole ass off actually using this thing. Like, I imagine him flying up in the air, fully clothed. And by the time he gets back down, like, his whole back of his pants are just burnt off. Because it doesn't make any sense. It's really goofy. But for me, nostalgic, it looks like the paint on the helmet is going to be metallic. Same with the buttons on his jacket. I'm definitely going to try to pick this one up. For anime, just My Hero Academia. I know a lot of you guys wanted some more Demon Slayer, but they might be saving that for New York Comic Con. Or they might be waiting to see how well Demon Slayer sells overall before making more. Who knows? But only My Hero Academia, Gang Orca, and Fat Gum. When I previously talked about these in my Fun TV reaction, I mentioned that it appeared that these were just going to be normal sized pops. But now it says that Fat Gum is a supersized pop. And I believe supersized is 6 inches. Usually 6 inches is average sized, but when it comes to Funko Pops, that's Magnum. And lastly, and one of the most surprising, I guess you would call it a pop, is the die-cast metal Captain America. I wonder if this is going to be solid metal all the way through, and if it's going to be the size of a regular pop, like 4 inches, because that's going to be one heavy piece, like bordering on an actual paperweight. It's nice that they're using the Captain America from Civil War, one of the better Marvel movies, and not just the original, very plain Captain America, that very first one they made. I do like this era of him better, although I would have really liked to see a shield on him. I also really like that it comes in this clear box, which appears to be pretty solid, like almost like a Funko Pop hard stack with white printing on it. It's a nice idea. It makes this feel a little bit more special. I do wonder what the price point on this is going to be. If it's $30 or maybe even more, I won't be surprised. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Also interesting to note is that on this other image, I don't know if Funko goofed up or they're just trying to create excitement maybe, You can see Iron Man on the side here, and he also appears to be from Civil War. So it looks like there is an Iron Man coming. It would be nice if they save these just for cons to make them feel extra special. So we might see Iron Man at the New York Comic Con. Now, where can you get these Funko Pops? I'll go over the United States shared retailers and my opinion on each one with some advice. And after that, I'll just show you the rest of the world shared retailers really quickly, but I'm not familiar with the stores. But if you're from that part of the world, you probably are. But for the United States, Harry Potter is going to Barnes & Noble and Books A Million. I doubt this one will be very hard to get in person. They usually get a nice good amount. And since it's only one, I don't think a lot of people are going to pick Barnes & Noble as their main destination on con day. And it seems that Barnes & Noble in the last couple cons have fixed their website. It doesn't crash immediately anymore. Shouldn't be too hard to get. Leslie Knope and Dr. Fate are FYE. That one's hit or miss. Sometimes their website lags. Sometimes they sell out fast. I don't see these two being extremely popular, so you should be able to get your hands on that one. Blade is going to Walgreens. There's a good chance that Walgreens just never goes live. Last con they were getting Spider-Man 2099. I don't think it ever went live. It was never in their stores and ended up in Box Lunch like a month later. So that one's going to be tricky. Box Lunch is getting a couple of Disney Pops. I forget the Emperor's New Groove, the name of the pop, and the wardrobe from Beauty and the Beast. Box Lunch is pretty solid. Their website might slow down a bit, but they usually get a big stock. Shouldn't be hard to get. Walmart is a little bit of a crapshoot. Unfortunately, two of these I want. A lot of the times Walmart doesn't get the pops in store. The employees don't know what you're talking about. To this day, they don't know what you're talking about. I don't blame them though. The shipping is atrocious. These might have to be eBay exclusives for me, where I can actually see pictures of the pops. Because Walmart, their shipping is really, really bad. Amazon, getting Mickey, Wolf Captain America, Ray, and Black Noir. Amazon is a little tricky too, because for some reason, they can't get on the same page as everybody else and release them when they're supposed to. A lot of the times they go up early, very randomly, and unless you're at your computer at the time, and you happen to see somebody go, oh look, quick, they're live on Amazon, you know, like a week before the con or whatever, you may miss those. I do want that Mickey and that Captain America, so it turns into watching social media all the time to see when Amazon decides to release theirs. On the top right here, it says Funko Web, and I'm guessing that's just like the Funko Shop, which lottery winners will have first dibs at, and what's left over on the 5th, the general public will be able to buy at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So pretty early, not too bad. I'm guessing though, the first one to sell out of this bunch on top is going to be that Black Light White Rabbit, followed by maybe that die-cast Captain America. Who knows how many of those are making? And it's the first die-cast one, so I feel that's going to sell out quick. And of course the Kaboom Soda because it's limited to 5,000, I believe, or something very low. Below that one on the right, it says show only because those three pops are also numbered, very limited, but it's also Funko Shop and those will probably be gone on the 4th, bought up by the lottery winners. To the left of that, Toy Tokyo, I want all 4 of those pops. The soda I don't really need, but what's interesting about this is that Toy Tokyo usually sells their con releases as a bundle. You have to buy all of them. But the web store soda is limited. So I don't know if they're just going to sell that one separately or if they'll have 2 different bundles, one with the soda, one without. Hopefully that's the case. That way, while all the scalpers are going for that bundle with the soda to try to resell it, I can sneak in there and just get the 4 pop bundle. We'll just have to wait and see on that. To the left of that is Target. And Target usually gets a big stock. Their website doesn't crash. And lately, they've been pretty good with the shipping, pretty good about getting them in store. They get them over by the electronics department, and their employees know what you're talking about when you ask for them. Same with GameStop. The employees know what you're talking about. They get a decent amount. They release them when they're supposed to, and their website usually doesn't crash. Might slow down a little bit, but it doesn't crash completely. Should be able to get what you want from there. Hot Topic has always been the MVP. There's only one I want, and that's the Tokidoki one. But there should be a nice, healthy stock of all of them. But definitely the first one that's going to sell out is going to be the Gang Orca from My Hero Academia. I give it about 5 minutes before it sells out, so you better be on that. The soda too, probably. And finally, Entertainment Earth. Not a big fan of Entertainment Earth's high shipping costs, because sometimes you do get damaged pops from them. I feel if you're going to charge as much as they charge for shipping, your pops should come in mint condition. But Entertainment Earth, their website doesn't crash. They get a big stock. A lot of the times, their pops are in stock the longest because they do get a good amount of them. So I'm pretty confident I'm going to be able to get that Walrus and the Carpenter, which is one of my top wants. And for you guys that want this Batman, shouldn't be too tough either. And for the rest of the world, here's where you can get them. Alright guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of the 2021 Summer Convention overall. Do you feel it's a little underwhelming? Do you feel it's one of the best ever? Maybe it's just that a lot of these pops don't speak to me personally, but they might to you. So let me know if I'm off in that opinion. Also tell me like your top 3 wants. And also what you think is the worst one, which is the filler one. Alright guys, thanks for watching and take it easy.